This is called the show. If you didn't know, this is called the show.
Ladies.
Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. You're listening to the show. My name is Elizabeth Meza, and today is Workout Wednesday. Have you guys done anything to get your workout on? Or sometimes, I guess people also say Hump Wednesday. Did anybody do any humping? Oh my gosh, I can't. Normally, I start off by doing an update. I'm going to save that for tomorrow because I'm excited because I have Jessica Burciaga here. And she's very, very sexy. I don't think I have to tell you what she looks like or anything. I think you already know. Jessica. Hi, welcome to the show.
I can't hear. I don't know what's going on.
You can't hear here. Let me see your volume.
Wait, is it this one?
This one? Yeah, that one. Turn it up. Can you hear? Hello.
I don't hear you in here.
So maybe like the headphones are. Let's try these headphones. If you guys want to follow Jessica, she is, Twitter is at Jessica Burciaga and her Instagram at Jessica Burciaga. Do you also have a Facebook page or Snapchat?
Yes, my Snapchat is Jess.Burciaga because someone apparently took my name.
Don't you hate when that happens, when like somebody takes your name and you can't even do anything to try to get it back, right?
You can't even monitor it anymore. It's so, like, social media is just so crazy with fake profiles. It's just out of control. Like, when I go on Facebook, I have, like, 200 fake profiles, and it's just a lot. I don't even fuss with it anymore. I used to get so, like, crazy and, like, write them and be like, delete this. But I just I don't have the energy anymore.
And then now, it's like if you have that many profiles, that people are starting on you, then that means, that's actually good. It's a compliment for you. It's like people trying to be you, right?
I find it a little creepy. Like, depending on how they're using it. If they're just imitating me and posting photos, acting like I'm posting the pictures, it's not that big of a deal. But when they start carrying on conversations with men and, exchanging phone numbers, and like these guys actually think that they're talking to me, they have no idea they're probably talking to like this 500-pound like old man like behind a computer,
right.
That's like a creep.
I was going to say that because sometimes it's guys posing as women, and that's kind of creepy. Yeah, it's I've always wondered about that.
Yeah, I think for sure it's like sick people in the head, like mostly guys that kind of get off on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really strange.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you have your clothing line, Sailor and Saint.
Sailor and Saint, yeah.
How did you, is that a clothing line that you actually designed the clothes?
No, I actually, Sailor and Saint is like a boutique style.
Yeah.
So I buy from designers and stuff, mostly in LA, and then I resell their stuff.
So do you base it on the stuff that you like?
Yes, I try to keep it my style, kind of beachy and LA vibe. And yeah, I kind of go off that. And then I sell some bikinis too.
I like it a lot. It's I went on SailorandSaint.com, and you have a ton of accessories, tops, bikinis, and also jumpers.
Yeah.
Everything's super sexy. Everything I looked at, it's totally your style. It's so you. I love it.
Thanks. That's what I was trying to do is, sell things that I could wear as well. And that way I can promote it on my page and, stuff that I would actually wear. So, yeah.
It's cute.
Working out pretty good.
You've had that for a while, haven't you?
Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, have I had it 3 years or 4 years? It really was racking my brain.
Yeah.
And I think it's been, I still don't know. The other day, I'm like, wait, was it 2013? This might be my 4th year.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy. And when I started it 4 years ago, I feel like I didn't see as many online boutiques on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my store was doing I was so excited about it. I was like, oh my gosh, And then now I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many online stores now. On Instagram,
yes.
There's an online store every 5 minutes one's being made.
How did you come up with the name Sailor and Saint?
Actually, me and my girlfriend came up with that name.
And it was a combination of...
Yeah, because I started it with my girlfriend, Lydia, at the time. And we were trying to come up with a name. And I think her sister was actually helping us, too, come up with a name. And Lydia is, like... Me and her are, like, best friends, but we're, like, totally opposites. Like, she's really sweet and innocent, and not that I'm not sweet and innocent, but, like, she's, like, super, like, I look at her like my pure little angel. Like, she's just always, like, she's just an angel. And I feel like I'm a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more, I don't know, I speak my mind a little bit more than maybe she does. So we came up with Sailor and Saint, like I'm the sailor and she's like the saint. And that's how we kind of like came up with it. And it would be both of our styles into the boutique.
I love that.
So, yeah, that's how we came up with that.
And, I was reading that your dad is Mexican and your mom is French.
Yeah, my dad is Mexican and Spanish. So like my grandma's side is really from Mexico, from Guadalajara, Mexico. And then the other half of him is from Spain. So I have a lot of European Spanish and then Mexican, and my mom is French and Irish.
Yeah. That's a good combination. It's very interesting.
Thanks.
I was reading, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I assumed you were just strictly just Hispanic. And of course, with the, how Hispanics always, Mexicans, it's like they're mixed with like French, they're mixed with Spanish, Spain. Yeah. And I just assumed that you were straight just Mexican. And when I read it, I was like, oh, it was like, wow.
Yeah, no.
Does your mom speak French or Irish?
No, my family, like, it's terrible. On my Mexican side, none of them speak Spanish. And on my mom's side, none of them, I'm like, where are you guys from? Like, are you sure you're from these places? But I think, too, my great-grandma was telling me, she passed away a while ago, but when she came here from Mexico, it was like embedded in her to speak English only. Wow. So it was like looked down upon if you were speaking Spanish here in America. So when she was raising my grandma and her children, she always taught them to only speak English. So they grew up not speaking any Spanish. So just the adults spoke Spanish. My grandpa's like, no, we live in America now. You have to know English. And that's kind of what was passed on. So
that's interesting because when I was growing up, my parents, we were doing, like, back then they had bilingual classes. Mm-hmm. So you would go to bilingual teachers from, like, kindergarten all the way until, like, 3rd grade. And then once you're in 4th grade, it was, like, straight English. Like, you had to, like, pick up English, those years. Mm-hmm. And, of course, when you start learning how to speak English, you immediately want to start, or a different language. You want to practice and you want to speak it. We'd come home after school and speak to my parents in English. And I remember my dad would always say to you, he'd always tell all of us, do not speak to me in English. I don't understand what you're telling me, even though he did. He's like, I do not understand any of it. Just speak to me in Spanish. And I'm actually kind of glad that he did that because that's why, like, I know Spanish. Otherwise, I would have forgotten the language.
Definitely. I wish that they knew it and then they could have spoke it to me. Like, when I got older, I was like, Grandma, why didn't you speak, Spanish to me? And they never, I grew up looking at them like, what are they saying? Like, nobody really knew what great-grandma and grandpa were saying. It's like their own little language with each other. Like, so I wish I knew Spanish, and I wish I took it, in school, too. I'm pretty bummed out about that. But I can still learn. I'm not gone.
You can still learn, yeah. Do you have relatives in Guadalajara?
Not that I know of. That's where my great-grandma's came from.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we still have anybody there. I'm
so
sure
mainly
I do. I'm sure I have, family
cousins
all over the place.
Yeah.
I have people that write me sometimes on Instagram, and they have the last name Burciaga, and I think that name it's very rare. I've never heard it before. Yeah. And they'll say, I wonder if we're related because, and they'll write like this little message, and then I'll ask my grandma, and she'll go, oh, well, maybe on your grandpa's side, he had a bunch of sisters, and they had cousins, and I'm like, oh, okay. So too much, I don't know. But I think I probably have family all over the place. Yeah.
So your family's mainly just here in LA?
Yes, definitely. I have some aunts that live on the East Coast, but all my immediate family is all here. Yeah.
And then you also have a line of hair extensions.
Yes.
Now, I was reading, so they're called Burciaga
Yes.
Blends Extension. And is it on BellaMeHair.com? Is
Bellamy.
Oh, Bellamy.
BellamyHair.com.
I was reading it and I was like, okay, is this like a combination of like Spanish, English?
No, Bellamy. What is that? Is that Italian? I don't know.
Yeah.
Bellamy?
It's probably Bellamy. Yeah.
Hair. Yeah.
Now, how did you come up with like the extension? Is it based on, what the kind of hair that you have, like the colors that you've gotten?
Yeah. I've been wanting to start a hair extension line for years, and my hair has been pretty popular online and social media, and girls are always asking like what color my hairstylist is doing, and I'm like, I should have like a hair extension line, because I would wear the clip-ins, but they would be from other brands.
Yeah.
So I was promoting other brands, and I'm like, I should do my own. So I got with the owner of Bellamy, and he wanted to give me my own line, and he came up with the name Burciaga Blends. And, he was saying your hair color is very popular. Like these are the 3 colors that we should do, from like lightest to dark. So girls that have a medium style blonde up to the really bright colors could choose from it. So, yeah. And so we got the highlighted and their clips. So
how did you first come up with the blends that you have? Is it just you were experimenting?
How did we come up with that?
Like when you first started dyeing your hair?
Yeah. Oh, with my natural
with your
hair
own
color?
natural hair color, yeah.
I think, I've been highlighting my hair since the 8th grade.
Are you serious?
Yes. For a long time.
Oh, my goodness.
Like in high school, my hair was like more blonde than it is now.
Wow.
I look back like, what the hell was I thinking? Mom, why did you let me dye my hair like that?
So 8th grade?
Yeah. Remember Jennifer Aniston from Friends?
Yes.
Okay. Remember her haircut? She had those two blonde streaks in the front. That's the first time I had my hair highlighted. I brought a picture of her. And I said, I want my hair like this. And from there on, it got worse. There's highlights everywhere now.
And then it amount to what you have now.
Yeah.
Like when? Like is it like right around when you became a playmate? After? Before?
I feel like my hair color always varies. Like I'm always changing it. I'm like a little darker, a little lighter, but I kind of always stay in these tones.
Like the same.
Yeah, I always stay around that. Yeah.
Would you ever, like if you had a daughter, would you ever let her dye her hair in the 8th grade if she came to you?
No, I don't think so. Because no, I don't think so. I thought I would be a cooler parent.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, my mom and dad were so strict. I was like, I'm never gonna be like this. Like I'm gonna be a cool mom, And I'm not a mom, but my boyfriend has 2 daughters, and I find myself being more no, they can't do that, or no, they shouldn't do that. They're only 14 or 10.
Yeah.
And he's more cool, like a dad, like how my dad was
Right.
laid back, and my mom was the more strict one. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna be like my mom, oh gosh, yeah, no. But 8th grade might be a little young. Maybe.
So what would you recommend? Like what?
Or maybe a little tips, some little ombre on the end might be okay. Yeah. Their nails done, something like that.
I know my daughter, she's 11, and she's been wanting her hair dyed. And I was like, you're too young. Not yet.
11?
She's like, yeah, she's only in the 6th grade right
You're
now.
11?
Yeah, and I was like,
that might
no.
be too young.
Yeah, I was like, nope, you have to wait.
Yeah.
Because that's just too young.
Yeah. Because I feel like they're growing up so much faster now.
Yes.
I blame social media. Please do not blame me. But I do blame, because, my boyfriend's daughters, they're young. They're in junior high. One of them, they have a cell phone. And I have cousins that are young. And these little girls are online looking at all these models with these unrealistic expectations for themselves at 14, 15. And they're looking at reality TV stars. And and I have to talk to her a lot. Don't look at that as reality. These pictures could be photoshopped. They've had work done. This is not what you're supposed to look at your age. Enjoy being a little girl, But it's hard when they're looking at this every day on their phone and they want to change things about themselves at such a young age, It's
it's social media is super hard. It's kids nowadays, they're not allowed to be kids anymore. They cannot enjoy their childhood. It's they growing up just way too fast.
Right. Growing up way too fast. They see everything. They have access to everything. And I think it puts a lot of pressure on them. I see girls now, I'm like, this girl's 13, she's 14, she looks like she's 19 years old, makeup and lips and eyebrows,
everything.
It just seems like a lot.
I know when I was picking my son up at school, I think it might have been last week, I saw this girl